Today's video is going to be a little quick one, like a do-it-yourself for my Mad Max, or however you pronounce that, double barrel shotgun. These are the regional shells. And as anyone that has one of these shotguns knows, these leak like a sieve. I've taken them apart, replaced O-rings, soaked them, got them working so they shoot. But I saw these, which are the PPSH or PPS shotgun shell. They're green gas. You basically fill it there. It's got a little, let me show you. It's got a little, this is the only bad part, I would say, negative part. You have to put the shell this way, fill with green gas, which I will show on camera. Okay, and the shell's filled, and then you put 3 BBs in here. Let me do another one. I'll show you what we're doing here. I found that if you do lose that and you don't have it, you put 3 BBs in there, and you put a 4th one on to turn it upside down, and you can fill it. It's a little harder to do, but it will fill. I will show that on camera too. 1, 2, 3. There's the 4th BB. It's up in the air, so you get a BB, and my table's downhill, so this is going to be fun. All right, there it is. And I was able to fill that one too. Now that one's filled with 3 BBs, so we're gonna have to shoot that one outside. I'll have to put that on the side so I don't shoot that. All right, what I did is I saw all kind of things online about guys that have access to a machine shop and they turn out something on the lathe and replace the barrels and all kind of stuff like that. Well, I don't have access to that kind of material or that kind of equipment, so I thought, let's see what I have in the way of, I could get in the way of parts. So I got a couple, these are 1/2 inch to 3/8, and they don't fit in the barrel because it's a sloping barrel. It starts out at like 1/2 inch or a little bit more, but it slopes down even farther, so you can't even get these in. So this was a no-go. These sleeves are 3/8, and I found this 3/8 to 1/4, or 3/8 to 1/2 here, and the sleeve goes on it, and it worked great. You could put it in there, and the shell would fit right on it and hold. Problem is, every time you pull it out, this would come out with the shell. It would be a pain in the butt. So then I thought I would get a 1/2 inch coupler like this, slide it on here, and I put an O-ring in here to space it out, and also the shell would fit on it and it would stay. And it gives it a little tighter pattern here to go out. Well, the same thing. This would come out, hooked to the shell, and it would pop right out, and it was being a pain in the butt. So then I said, oh, I'll get a piece of 1/4 or 3/8 and try to do it. That still didn't work. So no matter what I was doing with the fittings, I wasn't getting the correct placement. So I said, I'm overthinking this. The big thing these guys talk about is barrel inserts. So what I did is I cut 2 pieces of 1/2 inch PVC, and I'm not quite sure what I cut them as, so I'll measure on camera for you so you guys can see. It is exactly 1 7. I was going to say 1 1/2, but it's like just shy 1 3/8, 1 3/8 inches. You might have to cut according to yours. I'd cut them 1 1/2 and then sand them down if you have to. What this does, and I'll show you, you put in the shotgun, you just slide these in, they just go in, and the shell won't go any farther in the shell won't go any farther in the shotgun. All right. Now, granted, they do flop back and forth, and they might come out if you dump them over, but they should hit that lever that's there to stop it. My camera died, ran out of power. It says it's about 1 minute till it dies. What I also did is I took, and if you can see them right here, this is a 3/32 rubber O-ring. Put it on there, on all of these, and when I put this here, and I'll just put these in quick so you can see what I'm doing. Drop, drop. They won't go past the clip. You can shut them up. They work. They fire. All right, well, that one I put enough gas in. And they eject right out, and you can grab them and get them out of there. That's a 30-second O-ring on there. So that fixes the PPS shells so they don't slide all the way in here. And this little piece of 1/2-inch PVC cut off to 1 3/8, I would say 1 3/8, 1 1/2, works like a champ. And what I like about this is you can get them out to the end here, take them out, still put in your original shells, and they still work as well. Well, after I've done some work on them, but the only thing I noticed with these, they always stick in the barrel and I end up pulling them out. But that's the quick fix on that. I'll make a little parts list of what I got here, and where I got these. Airsoft Megastore has these are the green gas ones. They're $19.95 for 5 shells. So it's 20 bucks, it's $4 a shell. You're like, oh my god, it's $4 a shell. Okay, yeah, whatever. But it's a replacement shell. These are 35 for out of 2 or 3. I don't know. I think it's like 2. So they're a heck of a lot more money. Now they do have the CO2, but they're like $60. I don't know if you want to spend $60 on a shell. So it's $59.95 for the CO2, and you need some kind of CO2. Now, granted, the FPS might be higher on that, but I don't know if I'd want to do that. So I might do a video of it shooting just after I get the camera charged up. Okay, we have to revise some stuff. We're still good on the 3/30 seconds O-ring on here. This is good. The 2 flanges that I was putting in here, they work great, but when you look at this hole and you see how this lines up, it lines up pretty much in the center. It's hard to see. I'm gonna try to do it. It lines up pretty much in the center, but there is 1 3/8 before it can get to the hole. Now granted, maybe if I took the barrels out, took all the stuff out of it, it would go better, be more like a shotgun, but it's only 3 shell, it's only 3 BBs, so you really want a consistency. So I went back to my 2 pieces here. This is, let me get it apart here. This is actually a coupler that I got, and I didn't buy a straight through coupler. It has a coupler with a bracket in here, so this is only supposed to go in so far and then stop. What I did is I ground it out with my Dremel. And this is a converter from a 1/2 inch to 3/8, and it had an O-ring on this side. So I moved the O-ring up here, put this on. It gives it just enough sticking up so that the shell touches on it and it lines up. See? And it's a smaller diameter and it's right next to the hole. It's as big around as the hole going out. So, and this fits loose inside the shotgun now. I ground it down. Let me show you. So you can just put these in, right? Then put your shells in. Put your shells in. Close up. Well, you gotta close up, and they fire. All right, and when you open, they still come out and they're good. These pieces will fly right out, so you gotta keep an eye on them so they don't fall out. But I test fired it, and it does shoot out there as good as these shells do. 65 feet. I actually hit 100 feet. I might get the camera out there and show it shooting just so you guys get an idea of how it is when it's shooting with both shells, and we can compare. I just did like 3 or 4 minutes of video before, only to realize that the camera had died. I forgot to charge it. So we're out here again doing some 2 shooting tests, and I want to show you the tree where I'm shooting at is the pine tree there, which is roughly 113 feet that I've measured. So we're going to set it right there. Well, let me pull back first, show you this. What we have is, in the shotgun, we have one of the regular blue long regular shells and one of the PPS shells. So we're going to shoot the long shell first, the regular shell for it first, and then we're going to shoot the PPS 8 or PPS shell next. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, we're going to start with the 7-round regular shell. Let me see if I can get it out there in frame shooting. It went out there about 50-60 feet. Pretty good spread. I was shocked. Now we're going to go with the PPS shell and shooting 3. I got out there about 80 feet. A nice, quiet, tight pattern on it. I was very surprised. So let's do a test again. 7-round shell. Of course, we're shooting more BB, so that's probably why it's not getting all the way out there. All right, we're going to shoot the 7. I actually hit the tree, 100 feet, 113 feet, and the PPS. Really big spread, but one of the BBs did hit at 100 feet, but the spread was like 25 feet across. I don't know if you could actually see that. I might load up again and shoot at 65 feet. It might be a better target. Okay, now we're going to shoot at the blue 65-foot target there. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see if any of the BBs, and same thing like before, it's a 7-round and the 3-round shell. Starting out with the 7-round shell, we're going to shoot at the blue. It covered it, but it's all over the place. Now we're going to shoot the 3. They drop low. You'd cover them, but probably do better with the 7-round shell at this distance. But 7-round again. They dropped probably like 50 feet. 3-round shell. All 3 of them hit the blue. So I don't know if that translated on the film, but it does work. If you put less BBs in the blue shell, I think it would work out good. But I think it's a good test. It shoots well. The shells are relatively inexpensive, 5 for $20 compared to 2 for $35. Yeah, I think it's a more economical solution. If you want to go CO2, go to town. I just don't have $60 to spend on stuff like that. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and maybe somebody has a better idea on how to make these little inserts in here, but I'll do a parts list in the description, and I hope somebody finds this useful. Have a good one. Okay, just in case want to see what I have a Kydex holster for this. It's when you wear it on your hip, you can pull this out just like that. To put it in, what I've been doing lately is putting it like sideways so that it goes in, turn, and it locks in place. And this has got plenty of tension. If you slam it, it's probably going to come out of there, but if you're walking on a normal walk, it won't come out. But it will come out on a side draw. So you put it back in, straight in, and clip it in place. Fantastic, made by The Fear. I'll put a link in the description for that, just in case you guys have you want to get a fancy holster made up for your shotgun. He's made them before. What the fuck was that?